What's up, guys? Nova Joe back again, this time with another retro weekend covering one of my favorite NES titles from back in the 80s, Bad Dudes. This was a game that I remember my cousin getting, and him just talking to me about it and me getting to check it out. And I just thought it was so awesome. It's not a very difficult game, but um, it can be challenging at times. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into Bad Dudes. Are you bad enough to save the president? Here we go. Also of note is that I am playing this through the Evercade VS system, which is an awesome system. I really love this cartridge-based machine. It is awesome. All right, here we go. Blade. Doesn't make any difference which one you pick. Such classic, just NES games. I mean, just the premise for why we're doing what we're doing is just hilarious. A little bit of trivia here. The arcade version of this game came out when Ronald Reagan was still president. So the president that you're saving in the arcade version is Ronnie himself. But in the NES version, by the time it had come out, we had a new president. We had George Bush. So when you beat this game, you get to see a close-looking depiction of George Bush. Whereas in the arcade version, they made the depiction look like Ronald Reagan. So just a little bit of trivia there. This game is, in my opinion, notorious for its hit detection. And sometimes you can take some really cheap hits. So what you see me doing here is I'm actually avoiding the enemies because sometimes you can really get tanked. Now, right here, the boss is actually Karnov from another video game series called Karnov. And I believe he was a good guy in that Data East series. But for whatever reason, they made him a bad guy here. So as you saw there, I used my charge punch to take him out. And you just keep hopping back and forth, up and down. That's just the easiest way to take him out. Okay, this one is a pain because you can't avoid the enemies. They're going to come at you. You can't jump down. If you do, you'll take some damage. So you have to try to hit them, and it can be difficult because it's hard. Like, you can swear your punch hit them, but the hit detection, I believe the hit detection is offline. And the worst thing you can do is just keep like spamming the attack button because it doesn't really work. It will go through them sometimes. See, like right here, I'm gonna take a hit. There's too many of them coming at me, and you can fall between that little gap there and fall down to the street. So you have to actually jump over that, which is obviously pretty obvious. I honestly didn't really need to tell you guys that. These guys, I hate those pogo guys. They irritate me, and there's two versions of them. The second version will duck down once he hits the ground, so you can't just stand up trying to hit him if you're actually duck. But I love having the nunchucks because they're just a one-hit kill. There we go. The knife's okay, it just doesn't have the range of the nunchuck. I guess that probably wouldn't be a knife, it's probably like a ninja sai. Like what Raphael used in the Ninja Turtles cartoon. See, sometimes you will hit the shurikens they throw at you, and sometimes you won't. It's just kind of hit and miss here. You can lose a life pretty easily due to what I believe is the hit detection. I'm going to quit talking about it because maybe it's just me, but I've played this so many times and it's just like, golly, it's like, I swear I'm hitting them. So, just power smashing that button doesn't really help me. Here we go, time for the second boss. Now, there's a trick here to this. If you stand on the hood and duck down, I'm going to fail this part right here because I move. And if I just stay ducked down right here, he would never hit me. But I messed up and I moved and got off sync. So there, boom. You hit again, boom, boom, boom. Oh. See, the hit detection's off right there. I moved and So I'm gonna do another thing. This is even easier. Just use your down kick, and it's even harder for him to jump past it. Just keep doing that over and over again, and he's gone. Second boss done. And every time you beat a level on here, you get an extra life. So it's kind of, they really made this game accessible, and it was actually one of the NES games back then that you could beat fairly easily. I probably had to play through this, oh goodness, I don't know, 15 times before I got it down pat, but you kind of figure out what to do. And like right here, once again, this is one where you can dodge a lot of the enemies just by jumping up, because they'll just run past you. Whoop, tried to jump up there, there we go. But every once in a while you're going to get hit. If you stand still, they will drop back down. But if you just keep moving, you can miss them. Oh, like Coca-Cola. Yeah, you're healed by Coke. Such an 80s thing. Coca-Cola is good for your body. Yeah, the best way to get over gaps is to do your spin. And that's basically just pushing forward and both of your attack buttons at the same time. Well, your attack and jump button at the same time. Oh, yep. Oh man. Sometimes it's just about near impossible not to take a hit. This boss is easy. I just run to the far end, stand still. I duck down usually. And yeah, because for whatever reason, it's like it's harder for them to hit you when you're ducking. And the knife is not as good as the nunchuck on here, but you can, but it will work. It works a lot better than your fist. Yeah, and this was a relatively short game. You can finish this, and well, like a lot of NES games, you can finish this in under 30 minutes. But I remember my cousin getting this for Christmas, probably Christmas '89, and him coming over to my grandmother's house and talking about this game. And I didn't have a Nintendo at that time. I didn't get a Nintendo until '91. But I loved video games, and I just wanted to know anything and everything I could know about this game. And I remember him sitting there talking to me and telling me about the Coke cans and whatnot. It was just, sometimes it was just so fun to listen to somebody else talk about video games and just absorb what they were experiencing. Here we go, time to start doing the the avoidance technique. Okay, yeah, those little guys, you just have to duck for them. Data East actually tried to get Marvel to license them Wolverine, and they were going to use Wolverine as that little guy, but Marvel said no, and so they made somebody kind of similar to Wolverine. At least that's what I heard when I was watching a little retrospective on this game. And this is one of the longer levels. This one has, it's probably double in length compared to the other one, but it's got another super easy boss. But it's not the easiest boss in here. Yeah, I'll tell you the easiest boss when we get there. They do have some hard bosses too. Now we gotta kill Doggo. Oh, well, gonna get messed up right here. I want those nunchucks. There we go. Those nunchucks can really extend your life, extend your play session here. Alright, let's save some health down to 3 blocks here, so let's just avoid as many of them as possible. There's, down to 2. But these sections here you can't avoid them. Now this guy ducks down, so you have to duck yourself to get him. He jumps and then ducks down once he hits the ground, so. Alright. Scrolling to the next section. Yeah, it's funny, I have a really clear memory of this level from childhood, and I can remember playing it on, there goes a life. But I remember, and you lose your weapon too. When you die, you lose your weapon, which did make sense. But anyway, I just have a clear memory. Oh, here's the boss of fighting this boss as a kid on my little 13-inch television. Now, this guy's a lot easier with the nunchuck, but if you don't have the nunchuck, do the spin kick, hit him, and move away. Because every hit he does takes 3 off of you. 3 of your life bars away. So boom, do it. Every 2 hits, he'll back up and do this little spin kick thing. Very easy to avoid because he actually backs away from you to do it. And he's dead. Alright, we're getting close. There's, I think it's 6 stages? Yeah. Pretty... No. 7 stages. 7 stages. Alright. This is another one where you have to take on the enemies and it can be a real pain. So you really want to get those nunchucks. Actually having a good little run there. Yeah, spin kick over the gaps because you can just regular jump and make it, but you get a little bit more distance with your spin kick. And so that just, and I have fallen off before, so it's just better to do the spin kick. The boss at the end of this level, he's a little complicated, but we've kind of found that if you kind of tank him, basically, you get running there and you just start spin kicking. You're going to take some hits, but you can get many times you can get quite a few hits in before he can hit you. But there's another way where, like, if you have the nunchucks, you can hit him, and then he'll jump, and then you move over and hit him again, but he kind of hits high and low. So it's a little difficult sometimes, and if you don't maneuver yourself just right, you're going to mess up. And yeah, like right here we go, there's nunchucks. I'm gonna let that guy get me, so I have a full life. And here we go, gotta get up there quick or start taking damage. There we go, got the nunchucks. But yeah, like the boss on here, if you don't hit him and then move in the direction he's going enough, you're gonna miss, and then he's gonna hit you. And all these bosses take a lot of health off. Here's Karnoff again, just hitting with nunchucks back away. After, I think, 5 hits, he goes down. Sometimes you just can't seem to avoid it. The nunchuck skills working pretty good here. You never know when the great ninjas are gonna pop in, and sometimes you'll get lucky and hit their whatever they're throwing, shurikens or those caltrops they throw down, and sometimes you're gonna mess up. You're just gonna mess up and not get it. But if they'll jump up, you can catch them before they get to you. But right here, it can be difficult. Oh yeah, a little refreshing Coke for some health there. Okay, now we're on the very last box card, and that's when we'll fight the boss. Yeah, I took a hit there. And a hit there. Okay. Here he comes. Like I said, if you hit him just right, like hit him there, he'll jump over and you can hit him again, but see, I didn't get it right. He got me. Got him there and he hit me, and he killed me. Now just spin kick. It's just the best thing to do. You're gonna take some hits, you're just gonna tank him. There you go. Like I got like 3 hits in a row there before he got him. Now he's gone. On to stage 6. This boss gave me a lot of trouble. The first several times I would lose, like, I'm still on my first continue here. I haven't even got through my first set of lives yet. But when I was practicing to get good at this so I could do this video in one run, I kept dying to this boss over and over again. And eventually I got it. I won't talk too much about it. I'm not even at the boss yet. Don't worry. But you got falling stalactites here you gotta watch out for. And there's one I don't know how to dodge. There we go, get some nunchucks. Let's go ahead and pick them up. Because if I can survive long enough, I can actually get to a can of Coke. So I think it's on this next section over here. And this is also one of the longer levels. Start doing the avoidance technique again, and he's gonna follow me. Alright, here we go, got that one. Yeah, I'm gonna take some hits there, just can't avoid it. Down to 2 bars of health. And there's a can of Coke, so I survived long enough to pick that up. Alright, now the thing about those jumping guys is they will follow you, and it's kind of hard to do the avoidance technique with them because they'll just keep following. So you do have to take them out. One more gray guy here. There we go. Got him. Wait for it to load. And your second still ticked down while that section's loading. Alright, here we go. Avoidance technique. And I'm going to get hit there because I wasn't paying attention. Dog standing on spikes don't hurt him, but they hurt you. Alright, now this is the one, not this one, but the next one. I don't know how to dodge this spike. You just jump over, you're going to get hit by it. I don't know how to dodge it. And I just got hit like 3 times in a row there. But thankfully, another can of Coke. This is the boss. And I had a lot of trouble with him. Boom, there's 2 nunchuck hits. Boom, another one, and he got me. Alright, so here we go. Spin kick. Yeah, he's hitting me, but I'm getting some hits in on with the spin kick here. So I managed to get him. So, when all else fails, spin kick to victory. Alright, now we're on to stage 7, the final stage. And you have to do a boss rush on this. But thankfully, they've reduced the health of the bosses, so it's not so bad. A lot of stupid ninjas. Just run right past me. Alright. This side's good, it'll work. Better than punch. I don't know what the deal is with those girls. They don't really do anything. They just run and run into you. And basically they damage you by running into you. Alright, here we go. Nothing but a bunch of stuck little ninjas on a gym class pole. There we go. Get some room. We're going to bounce on your head. Alright. Nothing like the nunchuck. Man, these games, you know, we look at them now, we're like a 20-minute game. What fun is that? We would play these things over and over and over again. I mean, it didn't matter if we beat it. We would just pop up. It was fun. These games were fun, so we pop back in and play them again. We didn't have to have a 20-hour experience. But I know this is a different generation. But sometimes you just want to sit down and play something that's just fun and quick that you can knock out in 30 minutes. And Bad Dudes is definitely one of those games. And I got hit. Okay. Yeah, if you gotta kill this guy, he'll just keep following you. Unless you do. Another can of Coke. Alright. Doing good, doing good. Now, time for the first boss. Karnoff again. Hit, back away. Hit, back away. And it's 5 hits, and he's done for. Now for the second boss. Hit, back away, hit, back away. Very simple. Again, and again. This is a very forgiving game. I mean, you just have to admit, it just is. It's a very forgiving game. It's a very easy game to get good at. And see, like right here, we're going up to the next floor. In a lot of games, your health would stay exactly where it's at. Not in this game. You go to the next floor, they refill your health for you. Time for another boss. This one's not so bad. Just duck down, few hits, and there he is. Once again with the ninja clones. Here we go. Just stand still, rinse and repeat until it's all done. There we go. One more set. Sorry guys, still got that lingering cough. It's too much trouble to try to edit all that out. That boss is done. Now comes another one of the tough bosses. Actually, these last two ones are the tough bosses. See, it just, I can't judge it. I end up losing all my lives here. Or not lives, I lose my life and my nunchuck there, but he's gone. And now for the second hardest boss. Alright, there, lost a life. Spin kick my way to victory here. There we go. Now for the easiest boss in the game, the Dragon Ninja. The final boss. Watch how I beat him. This is just ridiculously easy. You're like, oh my gosh, it's the final boss. It's gonna be so hard. No, just kick him in the shins. Boom. Just keep kicking. Every 2 hits takes a health bar off of him. He's hit me 1 time. That's it. And Dragon Ninja is dead. And we have successfully beat Bad Dudes. Now, this is where you get to see the president in the next scene. I'm back. Mr. George Bush Sr. There he is. Hey dudes, thanks for rescuing me. Let's go for a burger. Yep. There he is. There you are. If you were, I think if you did this in 2-player mode, it would show both of the dudes. But you get to see all the creators of the game, which I think is like 10 people in total. And you get to see George Bush eating a cheeseburger. So, alright guys, that is Bad Dudes on the Nintendo, played through the Evercade VS system. And guys, I don't know if you know what the Evercade VS system is, but it is actually a cartridge-based system. Came out a couple years ago, and you can purchase cartridges for it that come with many different games on it. Like I'm playing the Data East collection right here, and they have other ones like the Jalico collection and IRIM collection. They got all these different collections of arcade games as well as NES games. They even got some PlayStation games on it. It's just a really cool system. I have a lot of fun with it. I think it's really neat, and it feels good buying cartridges again. I know and they're pretty inexpensive. You can get them anywhere from $20 to $30 a cartridge. You get a lot of games on there. You can even get PC ports of Amiga. Well, I say PC, but you can get like Amiga games, Commodore 64 games. It's just really cool. Just a really cool system. So, alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this retro weekend with a little NES Bad Dudes. And if you did, please give this video a like. Please comment down below. And please subscribe if you're new to the channel. This is just something that I do on the weekends sometimes. Just throw out an old retro game. But mainly this is an EDF channel if you're new. So, but anyway guys, if you'd like to support me on Patreon, you can at patreon.com/EDF Central. Alright guys, as always, take care, God bless, and keep on gaming. More gaming goodness coming very soon.